Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. Today's video is all about cayenne peppers and what we do with them here on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. One of the ways we preserve them is by air drying them, which is what my grandparents, my great grandparents, my mom and dad, my aunts and uncles all did many, many years ago. So for this project, I need some cotton thread. And let me hopefully not get it all tangled up. There we go. And then at the other end, I have simply tied on a clothespin. And when I close it off, I will add another clothespin to the other end so that I can hang it on my curtain rod in my kitchen. You may have another alternative to hanging your hot peppers. Somewhere in this, I'm going to show you how I turn these beautiful peppers into red pepper flakes for our consumption and for our chickens. And there's three products that I'm actually getting out of this today. I'm getting red pepper flakes. I'm getting the end pieces to feed back to the chickens this winter. And I'm collecting some of the seed for my garden in the next couple of years. So y'all grab your hot peppers and come along and string with me. So I use 100% cotton thread. You can use embroidery floss or whatever cotton thread that you have. And I'm using a large eye needle. It just makes it easier to string, and it gives you more to hold on to when you're stringing your peppers. Some people will string their peppers through the stem. I actually like to go a little below the stem because I'm going to be snapping those off anyway, and there's really no purpose in just stringing them there. And then you're just going to run your cayenne pepper all the way to the end of your string and enjoy the process. Like I said, this is something that my grandparents did. I remember many times sitting at the kitchen table with aunts or my grandparents and watching them string the peppers. They wouldn't let us kids handle them because they get hot and that pepper is going to get all over your hands. So a good way to take care of that is when you're done handling your peppers is to grab you a little bit of baking soda, a bottle of lemon juice or vinegar, and your dish soap. You're first going to wash your hands with the dish soap, and then you're going to wash them again with dish soap and baking soda, rinsing in between, and finally doing a rinse with that lemon juice. That will remove all of that hot pepper oils on your hands, and when you go to rub your nose or your eyes, you won't get burned. So I go in just a little below the cap and push this through. It will take, about a month for them to be fully dry. Uh, I'm guesstimating on that because I left mine up for a couple of months, I do believe, some of them anyway. When you take your peppers down, you want to make sure that they're good and dry, and the caps will just easily snap off. So this is a good practice for sewing for teenagers to get them used to using a needle and thread. And it's a good family activity. Although my family wouldn't allow the kids to handle it because, kids touch their face quite a bit. It would be a good project for kids to learn as well. So y'all stick around as I string these peppers. So this is a great homeschooling project for your children, your teenagers, um, learning how to preserve food naturally, organically, will be a life lesson they can carry with them all their days. And I like Charlotte Mason. When I was homeschooling, I liked her method of teaching because it included everyday activities. So I can put just a few more on my strand. I've got maybe 8 inches. So we'll go ahead and put a few more peppers on here. I have a double string on my needle. It just is more secure. It'll hold up a little longer. And I've seen some people use fishing line. Personally, I don't want to use fishing line, but um, that is something that some people do. And so I've got about 6 inches left on my needle. And there is a little hole right here, right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my needle through that. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit on the tight side. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I'm going to go through like you're tying a shoelace. And there's my first part of it. Then I'm going to go underneath my thread, pull my loop over the needle, just like that. And that is going to make the second knot. Then I'm going to knot it one more time just to make sure it's good and secure. That's why I leave about 6 inches on the end of my thread to make sure I can get that needle through. And then you would cut your needle off. It's ready to hang. So y'all can see it's about a yard, somewhere in there. And that's going to hang from my curtain rod in my kitchen, a standard curtain rod. And you can also put a nail up or whatever you have to and just hang them straight. It's totally your option, but you want your peppers hanging in the same direction if possible. Previously, I had been drying these cayennes for several weeks. Today is the day that I'm going to take them down. I'm going to get them off the strings, get them capped, and get them ground down into red pepper flakes. Y'all come along and watch. Now it's time to hang those fresh cayenne peppers for the next dehydration season here on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Well, the first strand is done. I've got a big basket full of those, or a bowl full of those, to process today and get them hung up so that they will dry for more red pepper flakes. And y'all, it's gonna be wonderful when this season comes to an end. Our peppers are slowly dying out. I want to show you that I still have bell peppers coming in. They're smaller, but they're still processable, and they're dying out as well. So as they die out, we're going to be pulling those plants in the garden and getting as much of this processed for long-term preservation and long-term storage. I can't talk today, y'all. Red pepper flakes in my pantry. Pennies, y'all, literally pennies, because we bought the plants from the Amish, and next year this will be free. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for the many comments, the likes, the friendships, and for sharing this content out. Take a moment and watch all of the advertisements, because that is how I get monetized and get paid. I appreciate each and every one of you for your time and your patience. And y'all, I have this special content over here I think you might like.